Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Manchester United, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur show brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note. Big up to everyone who's supporting the channel as always. Large up to each and every one of you lot who is supporting Sarcasm City TV in whatever capacity. It's much appreciated. We have recently just gone past 7,000 subscribers as well. So big up to everybody for that. It is now rolled to 8K. And like I stated, this is the Manchester United, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur show. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United, Chelsea, or Tottenham Hotspur related people. And we've got Jez in the building. Surfer will be here shortly. What are you telling me now, Jez? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. What are you saying, bro? Got some to 7K again, man.
Hella background noise. There we go. Okay.
Wait, you can hear me?
Yeah. Man can hear you now.
Okay, no, I was only saying, got some to 7K again.
Oh, bless up, man. Appreciate it. You already know what it is, man. So yeah, man, large up everyone who is tapped in, man. Big up everyone who is tapped in. Big up Surfer in the cut, man. Put 7K. You're welcome. This man a joker, you know. What are you saying, though, Surfer? You good, yeah? You good?
I'm all good, man. Got a fresh trim, so I'm all good.
Yeah, man. Fresh trim, Surfer, and that. All right, we see you, big man. We see you, big man.
7K with the fresh trim.
Yeah, man.
See, I was waiting. Right. I was secretly waiting for us to get to 7K, or you to get to 7K. Sorry, and then I didn't mention it, but I was just hoping.
So that's what you was waiting to trim. Yeah. It's a good job we got there, man.
I know, right? I couldn't go any longer. That's all,
So good job we got there, but we got Surfer in the building, Jez is in the building, I'm here in the building as well, people. So like I said, get your questions in. Just keep it Manchester United, Chelsea, or Tottenham Hotspur related. Over 40 of you lot already in the building. So make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you do that. Hit the like button. Let's bump up those likes. Please share this across all of the socials as well. And on top of those two things, subscribe to the channel. Just because we hit 7K does not mean we stop, people. So let's bump up them likes and bump up the subscribers as well. As you can see from the title, James Maddison to Tottenham. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest piece of news regarding Tottenham and of course with Manchester United and Chelsea. This Mason Mount news still ongoing, like a Dragon Ball Z saga. More twists, more turns. 1 minute United have pulled out of the deal and looking at Casado. The deal's still on the table, the deal's still on the table, and he's Manchester United bound. The reports then came out also that he never wanted to leave Chelsea. So conflicting reports, people. I take everything with a pinch of salt. That's why I didn't get excited when it seemed he won't be here. Definitely not excited about Mason Mount potentially being a Manchester United player. But yeah, man, we'll see what go on. Before we get into it, big up to Jack. Says big up Flawless for the 7K. I'm sure you will get massive soon. Big up, man, to Jack. We gonna get there, man. We just gonna keep the content rolling. What's this? I have no idea. Who are these names? Warrior J. I have no idea.
Is Van de Ven? Does he play for?
Hey, Jez, your time. This is your time. Yes. I'm saying. I thought you were trying to trick me. I'm not gonna lie.
No. It's not. It's a good place for voice call.
Just getting background noise from you, from. Still getting background noise.
Fan. One sec.
Yeah. Turn your fan down. You know what I'm saying?
It's hot as hell. It's hot as hell.
Yeah, no, I'm saying fan on.
I'm saying turn it down. You know what I'm saying? Or put it further away from you. Yeah, or just buy a better fan.
Can you hear my fan?
Okay, man.
Nah, can't hear your fan.
Right there.
Yeah, buy a better fan, you cheapskate.
Look how big that is, right? That's my fan, right? Right there. You can barely hear it, right?
Yeah, Facts. When I have my fan on, you lot can't hear it either. This guy sounds like he's next to it. Is this close?
Well, it's better now. It's better now, yeah?
Jason, have you got the one from the underground? You know, the massive ones.
Facts. I'm saying.
This guy, you gotta make sure, man. You get all the
Canadian, yo. This guy. Big up HKM Music for the super chat. Says Mount won't come because United will only accept. I think you're saying Chelsea will only accept the last offer, and Chelsea won't come back and say it's accepted. We win, no Mount. HKM, big up for the super chat first and foremost. Secondly, like I've been telling you the entire time, I hope you're right. I hope you are indeed right. I hope this deal does not happen. If you're asking me honestly, hand on heart, do I think this deal happens? Like I said when Ryan asked me, I genuinely don't know. I was at acceptance, then I was at bargaining, then I went back to acceptance, And then when the second bid got rejected and Arsenal signed Havertz, I went back to bargaining. When Chelsea dropped the price, I went back to acceptance. And then when that bid got rejected, I went back to bargaining. And that's currently where I am in the 5 stages of grief. I'm at bargaining currently. I don't know if the deal's going to happen, personally, people. I genuinely don't know. Obviously, I know everyone knows what I hope happens, but do I know? I don't know with these. Look, hearing so many conflicting reports. But HKN, big up for the super chat as well. And of course, if you super chat people, we'll get straight to your comment or your question. Go on, Sefa. What are you going to say?
No, listen. Because I'm coaching Ryan at the moment because he keeps DMing me stuff saying, I told you this is going to happen. I keep going, dude, read first of all the story, yeah? Second of all, wait, don't go from the first stories. Look how this story has changed since the first story came out that Manchester United have walked away. Well, they haven't walked away. This offer's still on the table. They haven't walked away. It's just like, and then, look, now they're interested in Caicedo. Well, Chelsea won Caicedo, right? That is a pure, you know what I mean? And then suddenly this Bayern are now suddenly interested in him out, just like they were with Kai Havertz, right? And then Arsenal were forced to pay their thing, right? It's beautiful PR spin from both sides. No, listen, I think you'll get. Listen, they counted with 58 plus 7. I still think. I think overall it's going to get done at 55 plus 5. For being honest, that's what I think. We are that. Do you know what I mean? It's that close. Do you know what I mean? It's not like a 15-20 million pound difference when you go. Like with the Arsenal Rice bids, do you know what I mean? Where it's like they're so low, and also remember it's this new terminology now. It's structure of payments as well. I think that falls into it as well. Structure of payment, you know, like what we're going to accept stuff like. It's all PR. Everyone wants to look the same. Everyone's going to say if Chelsea accept, Chelsea have caved in, and Man United have stepped up strong and stuff like that. Both clubs have basically put pump cards down to each other, right? They put the pump cards down. It's negotiations, right? Remember yesterday? Yeah. Man United are going to make 1/3 final bid and then walk away. They made the third bid. It was rejected, and we're still at this right now. And then 4 hours earlier today, Man United have walked away. Well, no, they haven't. Left it on the table. They're still talking, yada, 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 stuff like that. All this PR now. Well, Mount never really wanted to leave. Yeah, that's right. Sure. He never wants to really, He never really wanted to leave. Sure. That's why he's like agreed personal terms to Manchester United, right? He never really wanted to leave.
That's a valid point. That's a very, very valid point.
I really want to stay, but I've agreed personal terms with another club. All it is for this deal to go through is literally the transfer fee. That's all it is. That's all it is. I know Man United have got medicals lined up, good to go, stuff like that. That's all that is. And I think for Chelsea, if you don't value Mount, and you're not going to offer him the contract he wants, why wouldn't you sell him now? That's all. It all makes sense to me. It's like if you don't value him for what he wants, for his image rights and stuff like that, and wages and stuff like that in the years, then why wouldn't you sell him? I've always thought they wanted United to hit the 50 minimum, and they've gone, okay, we've got them this far. Can we try and do it again? And fair credit to United, they've gone, no, we're not going to do it for the 58 plus 7 to get 65. But then I think it's going to come back and it's going to be either, you know what? It's going to be either 55 plus 5 or like 55 or like 53 plus 8 or 55 plus 3 or something like that to make it as close to 60 million as possible. I just think that. What's the point? You just keep an unhappy player and lose him for free next year. And I don't believe this. I know I'll love to get some jets. I don't believe Bayern are in for Mason Mount at all. I don't believe they're in for him whatsoever. I think
that's just paper talk.
It was the same with the Kai Havertz thing. Remember the Kai Havertz thing?
Yeah,
suddenly Arsenal, we rejected a bid, and suddenly Bayern were in for him, and then Arsenal paid up. The only difference is that Man United aren't Arsenal, and they haven't gone, yeah, we're going to pay. Well, we don't know that yet, obviously, but we assume that they're not going to be as quick as Arsenal. Oh, we're going to pay the 65 for Kai Havertz and stuff like that. So, listen. The only thing taking longer is the Man United takeover at this point during the summer. Do you know what I mean? It's the only thing. But listen, I think we're so past the point of well, some Chelsea fans going, yeah, well, we get Mason Mount integrating back in and stuff like that. I think we're past that point. I really do. But even with the player, you know, I mean, I don't think he's. I think his head turned and fair dues, and I'm fine with that. Just get it done, because I don't want Pochettino's taking over July the 1st or whatever, July the 3rd or whatever the thing is, and I don't want all questions more. What about Mr. Mount? What about this and stuff like that? No, just go. And like, you guys want at least one player in before, or Ten Hag at least one signing in before pre-season starts, just to get the ball rolling, you know. So it's great PR though from both sides. Both sides of PR. This is just fantastic. The way the Caicedo news, Man United are interested in Caicedo, and then like an hour later, 2 hours later, oh yeah, Bayern Munich has done it. Brilliant PR, absolutely brilliant.
I hope it's true. I hear the PR thing. Big up to Matthew every single time. Says big up all. Do you think the Mason Mount link to Bayern Munich legit? And what do you all honestly think will eventually happen with him? As Surfer was just talking about in regards to Bayern Munich, I don't know what happens, but I think he either stays at Chelsea or ends up at Manchester United. I don't think he goes Bayern Munich, because there's been no talks whatsoever of Bayern Munich.
Like, he's only getting linked there because Tuchel's there. Like, it's very easy to just link players to old managers.
Like that's legit.
You think he gets linked if Nagelsmann's there?
No, I don't know. No, he wouldn't be a target even there. So it's literally just the Tuchel link with that one. It's the same. Yeah. See, the Havertz one, it's only because he's like one of the German wonder kids in it. But even then, they're not going to pay the money. Like, Bayern's also going through like money issues as well as the other clubs there. So
they would well, Chelsea would accept less from Bayern than Manchester. Why would we do that? Why would we accept less? We just look stupid. And everyone's going, oh yeah, well, they were reporting that Man United feel like that what was coming from their side. Man United noticed how quick a deal for Kovacic was. And that's because they probably set a price and City reached it. Do you know what I mean? They just agreed. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. You know, and
you hear what you're saying? To Warrior Jason's big. This is on the same topic. Bayern Munich at Mason Mount and are trying to capitalize on Manchester United failing to agree with Chelsea. I don't know how reliable. That's from Jacob Steinberg. I don't know how reliable he is.
He's a Chelsea correspondent. I'm sure he's just reporting what has been put out.
He's fairly reliable then. Like I said, people I don't know.
He's sort of reliable. He's in the know. So.
Hey, United fans, there's hope. That's all we got at this moment is hope in regards to him staying at Chelsea and not really wanting to leave, which I don't believe because you don't agree terms with another club. But Bayern Munich, I'm hoping so. I'm hoping Tuchel says, you know what, bring me Mason Mount. I hope so. To Johnny who says, hey, Flawless, how does it feel to see Manchester United act like a big club for once? That's something that people are being lost in regards to. As much as I don't want the player, I like how we've gone about this deal. The fact that we've set a price, and so far, we haven't gone above it. And even if we do sign him, we would all be very critical if we did pay, and myself, I'd be very critical if we did pay the initial 65, 70 million. So I like how we've gone about the deal, even though I'm not a fan of the player, which hopefully sparks a change because we walked away from the Kane deal. You know what I'm saying? People are saying that the Højlund links have all gone quiet in talks of price. And this is what you have to do. And people say, well, who else are you going to get? There's no one out there in the market. Nonsense. Because this time last year, nobody knew who Caicedo was. He was playing in Ecuador. Nobody knew who he was. Now we're talking about him going for 80, 90 million and nobody is batting an eyelid. We're talking about him going for 80 to 90 million and not one person, no matter who you support, is saying, right, that's too much. Don't really want him. Don't think he's that good. And he was unknown 12 months ago. So go find me another Caicedo.
Exactly. I totally agree. And that on a side note, I just want, and I know I'm going to see it online, but I just want Chelsea fans to remember their stance on that United should pay what we're asking them to when we have the first two bids of Caicedo rejected. I just want them to remember that when they go, Spurs should just take what we're offering them. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's always different, right? It's always the twisted, man, we should make Man United pay what we want. But nah, you should accept what we want, Brighton. You should accept that, yeah? It's all the same. It's brilliant psychology. I actually broke my own rule and I've been listening in the space for an hour. You know, I don't really go into spaces because it's just all the same. And just the flip-flop people that think they're in the know and they know someone who knows this person who's hearing it fourth hand. You know what I mean? Stuff like that's amazing. Yeah, I know. Well, how do you know? I just know. Oh, shut up, man. You know what I mean? It's, you know what I mean? I'm so bored of it. If you knew that, why are you in spaces? You know what I mean? Capitalize on your contacts and start doing something. You won't be in spaces anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Say that to people all the time. All these know-it-alls with results. All right, go put money on that and get rich.
Yeah.
No one ever does. No one ever does. Interesting that. Big up HKN for this super chat as well. Says if United are smart, pull out of the Mount deal, get Casado, then January, put in a 10 million bid for Mount to take the piss out of these greedy guys. Big up for the super chat again, HKN. And that's been my thought process. If you really want him, you can talk to him in 6 months for free. So it's kind of like this whole thing is like if you really want him that badly, understand you're negotiating from the position of power. That's my so I'm with you on this. Go get a Caicedo or someone else and go and tell them out. You know what? We'll get you in, we'll talk to you in 6 months. We've already agreed personal terms. You'll be here in 12 months.
Yeah.
Chelsea will sell. Go on, fam.
That's what I mean. I will need some big as much as they've done well this week with their outgoings. If we don't accept this or reach a deal United, and they're not going to offer him anything or go like offer him what he wants, stuff like that. I know they're going to like offer like a 1 year thing or stuff like that he did before, but not offering what he wants. Then I need an explanation as to why you would have turned this £50 million at least, right? Why would you turn this down? It doesn't make any sense, right? It makes no sense whatsoever. Financially, it makes no sense. He's free.
I don't get it.
He's a product of Cobham, which means we haven't put any, apart from education and stuff, and obviously wages. We haven't paid anything, even on the books. Like Havertz is like a profit, financial fair play wise, because of the contract situation and stuff like that, and what they're going to pay. But this guy's literally pure profit. He is an academy product, which goes further on financial fair play than anything else. So why wouldn't you take it? I understand the 45, no problem. Even though I think Mount is severely that, even that I think is a good price, 45. For plus the 5, I'm fine with that. But you got them to reach 50. Take it. You're not even because you put out, or people putting out that we wouldn't sell Kai Havertz for anything less than 75 million. We did. We sold him for less than 75 million. Whatever you want to put a spin on it, raising to 65 to 67.5, it's less than 75 million. We were told, all the journalists inside, 75 million, or he gets a new contract. No, they sold him for less. So why not just do this, move this on? Because now it's too much of a boring saga that everything changes. You know, like tomorrow something else will change. Something else will happen. Where, it's getting closer. I just feel that overall you're that close. Just compromise, because whatever you think, and I don't know how this Saudi thing, how much it was in the pipeline of what they were going to do, but come on, you're up. There was no way you thought Havertz was being sold this summer. There was no way you thought Arsenal would pay 65 million for Havertz. So it's a bonus. The Havertz money is bonus. Okay. Only asked fine. 50 million. Seattle says 65. Whatever you're going to get from him is a bonus. Put that on there and accept the 50 plus 55 or whatever, 55, whatever. Move him on.
Facts.
And go get Caicedo. Now go get this. Go get that. Go re-establish the team now. Move on.
Facts. That's legit it. Before we actually continue, though, before we move on this conversation, over 110 of you in the building. Big up. Only at 30 likes. What are we doing? Let's double that. Let's get to 60 likes. Like check 1212. Let's hit that like button because you're clearly here enjoying the content. Much appreciated. But hit the like button because that helps the channel. Let's do this. Let
me steal a line from Rants, right? Listen, you freeloaders. Yeah. Yeah. This is free, right? We're asking you to pay. This don't ask you to pay rent. We're asking you to just put in this, right? You've got us to 7K. So you must look. And this predominantly now, all of Floris's streams are minimum 100 people watching or more now. Yeah. That's what it is now on nearly all streams, right? We haven't even got to a Spurs rant yet, right? That's a preview, right? I don't know if Jez is going to do one yet. But you might do. It might go into it. But you freeloaders, press the like button, yeah? Okay?
Facts.
You obviously like it here. You know what I mean? We're on basically Sunday morning. You must love it here.
Pay the rent in the city, people. That's all the tax you have to pay in the city. It's free tax. When you enter the city of Sarcasm, people, when you enter Sarcasm City, we ask you to pay the tax. It's free. Just hit the like button. Hit the like button, please. So let's get us up to 60 likes and subscribe in it. Enter the city of Sarcasm. Hit the like button because that's how you pay the tax, pay the toll, pay the tax. Hit the like button and subscribe. We're at 7,000 17. We're looking to get to 7,020 people. So we're looking for 3 new subscribers. Hit that subscribe button because we're trying to get to 8K expeditiously as well. Big up HKN for the next super chat as well. Let me get to that. Who says the Hoyland negotiator is the person that did the Maguire deal for Leicester City and think United could end up with Kolo Muani as our striker. In terms of Kolo Muani, it has all gone quiet on him. Hoyland, them reports have also gone very quiet as well. Will we sign a striker? In my opinion, yes. Who that striker is, I don't know, but we will sign somebody. But what I like is, again, we're not overpaying for these players, whether it's so far, people, whether it's a Kane, whether it's a Hoyland, whether it's a Kolo Muani. Go get someone, go get 2 strikers. I'm cool with that. If we actually went and got 2 strikers who were unknown, and I know our fan base would be an uproar. Say one was 15 million and one was 30 million. One's from South America and one's from Asia. Our fan base would be like, who are these? And all this type of stuff. I won't care. To me, that's good business. I trust the manager in that sense. Like I said, if we would have signed Caicedo last season from Ecuador, our fan base would have been like, who is this guy? Why did we not go and got De Jong? And you've seen what's happened with him. So go and follow suit. I'm tired of clubs without resources picking up players for cheap and then we're paying a premium. Like, no, this shouldn't be. Let's beat them to that. We can go direct to the plug. Why are we selling at a high price? Why are we buying at a high price when we can go direct to the connect? What is going on? Cut out the middleman, which a Brighton and all these other clubs are. So yeah, man. But HKN, big up for the super chat, much appreciated. And to Adam, who says, we ain't acting like a big club, in my opinion. No other big club plays 50 plus for Mount with 1 year left. I think you're getting a mistake in regards to, you said 50 plus for Mount. So I'm guessing here, correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, that 50 million to you is okay. Forget the player's name. We've made a price point and stuck to it. Because like I keep stating, if Manchester United had done with Lavia what Manchester City had, we would be getting called out right now. Our fan base would be in uproar. To let a player of that caliber go for 13 million, then put a release clause in his contract that doesn't activate to the year after. But because it's Manchester City, no one's talking about it. And they do the best business in the country by far. That is terrible business for a player of that caliber. A player that walks into every starting lineup apart from theirs. And even now, with their outgoings, he's better than Calvin Phillips. What are we talking about? So you could argue if he's there, he starts for them now. Take Bernardo Silva and Gundogan out to that side. You're all right. You got Foden, you got Rodri, you got KDB. But what I'm saying is he's very good backup to those. So take Manchester City aside, he starts for everyone else. And they let him go for 13 million. And then, like I said, put a release clause in his contract that does not activate till 2024. That's bad business. Well, we won't say they don't act like a big club. No, they just made a mistake. Same way clubs do. But so far, we've looked at a player and we stuck to our principles. Like I say, the Harry Kane deal, the Hoyland deal, there are 2 others where the reports have gone quiet. I'm tired of Manchester United overpaying for players. Don't do it. And they're players I want. If Kane got here, cool. Hoyland got here, cool. But not for the prices these people are quoting. Oh, no, for 80, 90, 100 M's. What? Even with the Qatari budget, I don't want us to do that. Let's say Sheikh Jassim takes over and the budget is 500 million. That don't mean still go and get Hoyland for 80 and Kane for 120. Don't let these people take liberties. That's just my opinion on it, though.
City, a perfect example. I mean, I think in future they will start paying more just as the transfer market goes. But apart from Jack Grealish, there was a buyout clause. The highest was Diaz and 60 something. So it's all about who you but you know they have the others aren't cheap. It's like there's loads of £50 million players. As long as if City have done like a Brighton and picked up like things like that. But no, I mean, do what you do. I mean, Julian Alvarez was in the team in terms of millions was in the teams or something like that. That's what it's going to be like now. It's not going to be like a free for big clubs. That's how much you're going to pay for like stars of the future. But it might turn out to be a fantastic deal. We signed this. I don't know if he's from Ecuador or something like that, a Peruvian guy. Paez, he's like 16 years old, but we paid like 17 million for him, right? Colombian, sorry. And then we signed Andre Santos as well for like 17 million or something like that, or 12 million, sorry. And we signed Caicedo for 15 million as well. So big clubs will pay a bit more for the young starters, but in the long run, it might be beneficial. Do you know what I mean? So, but that's the whole point. It's depending on the size of the club you're going to play a bigger free. We're not going to be like ones like Brighton, who were able to pay like 3 million, like for Caicedo or something like that. But that's because they're Brighton. If we had found Caicedo, we would have probably
be like 10,
15 or 10, 15.
Yeah, which is
you know what I mean?
I'm cool with.
Fine.
If United went and signed some unknown guy I'd never heard of, who on Wikipedia don't even have no appearance statistics, you're 10, 15 million. I go, all right, cool. I'm gonna give him a chance. Like, let's see. Because you could be a flop, you could be the next Caicedo. Like, that's legit what it is. But you lot continue to get your questions in as well. Continue to bump up the likes, man. Pay the toll when you enter the city, people. Pay the tax in the city of Sarcasm. Hit that like button and subscribe. We're at 52 likes. Girls up to 70 likes as well. Keep all your questions, Manchester United, Chelsea, or Tottenham Hotspur related. We'll go to you, Jez, on this next one. James Maddison to Spurs. Heating up. Thoughts?
I mean, I was expecting us to go after getting the goalkeeper deal done. I expected us to go and now try to see what we can do about this James Maddison situation, because Leicester are asking for 60 million. And me personally, I don't want to pay that personally. I'm not that desperate for James Maddison for 60 million personally when he has like a year left. And for me, the defense is more of a priority than anything, but the reports are also saying that Postecoglou, that Maddison is a priority signing for him, like him and either one of the two centre backs that we've been linked to with today. That them two are the priority signings. So let's see what happens, because obviously Newcastle's still in the race, but with the Tonali thing, their interest could potentially cool down, which it puts us in the front of the deal. And and I also saw a report talking about how Maddison prefers to move to us because of the fact that he wants to live more down in London. I think he had like a kid not too long ago, or his wife is pregnant. I don't know what it is, all of the two, but his preference would be is to come down and live here at Tottenham. Then, and even then, when you consider as well that he has also a lot more international teammates at Tottenham as well than at Newcastle. So it's like there's a lot of things that is there in mind, which he could come when he joins us. But it will all. I think personal terms wouldn't be an issue in my opinion. I think it's more down between the two clubs, because I don't see us paying the money that Leicester wants, so unless Leicester put the price down. I don't think the deal is going to happen. And if it's not going to happen, then we have to just move on, look for an alternative. I wouldn't be too fussed if Maddison is not going to be here at the end of the window. But if he's here, we're obviously going to be happy. But if it's not, then it's Leicester's to lose, then to lose money, to lose a player on a free. It is what it is then.
No, that's fair enough. You know what I'm saying? Big up Big Six Bants as well for the raid. Large up Big Six Bants, Monster, whole gang over there. Big up everyone who's just landed. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And like I said, keep all your questions, please. Manchester United, Chelsea, or Tottenham Hotspur related. The super chat, we will get straight to it as well. Hey, big up Eddie in the cut every single time. And don't forget as well, people, link for the membership is in the pinned comment. And check us out on all audio platforms as well. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, etc. Make sure you do so. Eddie says, is then Ndombele coming back? Shout out my G's on the panel. Is he on his way back to Spurs, Jess?
So what it is that obviously since they're all coming back and the manager has never spoke or traded with them before, some of them are guaranteed to leave. Well, I think Lo Celso and Ndombele getting at least a preseason, but the expectation is that both of them also leave at the end of the window. So it will be all depending more on how it will all depend on how they impress. Because I don't think, me personally, I would be happy. I would be fine with getting rid of both. But if both impress the managers to the level where they feel like, you know what, let me just keep you here for the season, then they stay here for the season. But both of them wouldn't be in my expectations in terms of like being starters. But if you can tell me Ndombele moves, that's 200k of the wages. I wouldn't be against that. Lo Celso has a lot of interest. He has interest from Barcelona and Aston Villa. So if we can get him off the books as well, again, it's another step into the right direction, in my opinion. Like, for me, I already said, like, if you're bringing me, if there's possible that you can do it. So obviously, if you have Vicario coming in as the goalkeeper, that's going to be the Luis replacement. Then if you tell me that Van der Ven and Tapsoba can come in as the two centre backs for us, and Sanchez and Tanganga leave, and let's say you get James Maddison or an alternative to him, plus maybe one more attacking player for the depth, I would be happy. Just 5 signings, because I think those 5 could actually help the squad, and then the rest are outgoings. Because for me, I'm kind of focused more on the outgoings rather than the incomes, because we have a lot of players at the club, but a lot of shit guys. Like I can't even call a lot of them even squad players. Like the good thing is a lot of them do tend to have the idea of wanting to leave. Well, some of them are like there's decisions being made if they're gonna stay or not. Obviously, there was like a long talk of Dyer getting a new contract. That went completely 360 since Unger came in, where now it's discussions even talking about how he could even leave this summer, possibly, if not leave on the free the next summer. So, I mean, if they really say what is true, all these things, then I think there's just positive signs to say. But then again, next thing I know, I could wake up to a 3-year extension for Dyer. So it's like, it is what it is. Like, I'm just happy with me personally. Hey, I don't know. It's what it's like. I'll be honest. Like, I don't know with this club, to be honest. Like, it's a weird club. But to be honest, with the players we've been linked to, I'm very happy, to be honest. Like, I was scared that like we get linked to some guys that I would not like. And to be honest, all our links been fine. Like the goalkeeper situation, a lot of people were upset that Raya didn't happen, which I get. They watch Raya more often than never watched Vicario in Italy, so it's understandable. But some of the nonsense that I've seen on the timeline, just because the dude can't pass as well as Raya can, which is funny because other than his long passing stats, they're quite similar. The rest of the other, like the medium and short passing, is quite similar to Raya. And the funny thing is, I saw somebody say, "Yo, this guy doesn't." What's it called? I think it was for the goalkeeper and for Wonder Ben, where they said they don't even start for the national team. Okay, so David Raya is behind Kepa and Unai Simon for Spain, so he doesn't start for Spain. So what's your point? So it's like people. The thing is, I understand people being angry at Levy, angry at everything at the club, how the club is run, but at this point, people are just trying to be negative for the sake of being negative. Like anything that sounds good, they can somehow find a twist to make it sound bad or something negative. Yeah, because I understand they're upset, they're angry, they are tired, but not everything needs to be so negative. Like, I don't get it. It's so weird.
Yeah, because some people just like to complain. Like that's what it is. Like especially when things are not going well at your club. So, for instance, at Spurs, there's a lot to criticize. There's a lot where when you say stuff, I understand it. Spurs fans when they're mad. Same way with Surfer at Chelsea. Same with my club. But then certain things happen. I'm like, this is just over the top. Like Zidane Iqbal is the prime example of that. The outrage I seen about Manchester United selling Zidane Iqbal for a mil, and it's kind of like. We let youth players go multiple youth players get let go of every single season, and we don't bat an eyelid. Bear in mind, it's not like if he would have played and played well, I would have been like, all right, cool. If we had loaned him out and he done well, cool. I hear that because Taza was saying that about, we could have loaned him out, fully understand that, but we didn't, and now he's at Urex. And guarantee we ain't gonna mention him again.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Like for example, Vicario. This is the one that I was thinking of. So basically, I've seen people say, "Oh, so it's typical Tottenham again. We're going for the cheaper option." No, we're going on the option that makes more sense. Why overpay for a goalkeeper that's 1 year left, and when Brentford already got a replacement for 40 million, when we can just go with somebody like Vicario, who we only spent 50 million pounds for with add-ons, which goes up to like 90 million. So what if let's say we can get either Tapsoba or Vanderven, or if we can get both of them even better, then you can talk about how we even save money to go and get the deals done. No worries.
But I just had to say, this made me laugh. Sorry to cut you off, Jess. Go on.
No,
Laugh with Eddie every single time. This guy. This guy. Sorry, Jess. Carry on.
No worries, man. No worries. Like I said, it's just weird behavior for fans to just be acting out like this. Like, I understand you're not happy about everything, even if you're not happy about anything about the club. If you see us getting linked to new good players and actually there's some movement going on, you should be happy about at least things are moving. Like again, there's some fan bases who are still angry that they haven't officially signed a player yet, which I don't get because again, they're like
Spurs fans. I honestly think it's. You might disagree. I honestly think they're waiting. We're waiting for what is Kane doing? Do you know what I mean? Is he going to sign a new contract, or is he going to? No, if he's going to sign a new contract or not? If he signs a new contract, I think you might find Spurs fans become more excited, and also this isn't a typical Levy move. A typical Levy move would have been to sign Jordan Pickford.
100%. It would have been Pickford, like because the funny thing is they talked about how they changed the whole recruitment in terms of going to a more data analyst, data-based system scouting recruitment now. Which, when you look at these signings so far that we're linked with, obviously James Maddison is more of a club signing because we've been wanting him for quite some time. But somebody like Lukaku, somebody like Van der Ven, somebody like Tapsoba, I would have never saw us getting linked to any of the other three if it wasn't for the change. But apparently now we just want to be cheap. We don't want to go spend the big bucks. Like,
isn't that though what I think Spurs fans need to realise that's where you're shopping at.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
You're eighth, but you're also like you're not. You've got Daniel Levy still in charge. You know what I mean?
So
like
we should be happy that things like this are actually happening, where we actually not only get linked to good players, which only can find a higher ceiling, but also can improve the squad. Like, I try to tell this Liverpool fans, Liverpool are kind of similar to Tottenham in a way, but just with the trophies to show for, in my opinion. They don't really go for the big signing unless they're so big.
If you were linked to Thuram, and I wouldn't be surprised. You know, if you were linked to Thuram and Kone, that would be a normal type level for Spurs to be linked with. So that's what Liverpool are linked with, Kone and Thuram. So you don't, you know, they're not in for Mount because they can't afford it.
100%.
I really think they can't afford it.
I think so too.
Think everyone says may not have a budget. It's not 120 million. It's more than that. We know that, but it's not like a big budget. But I think Liverpool's budget's even smaller.
You reckon that's why they're not even trying to?
They're not in
for anybody so far.
They're not even trying to get in any races. They got McAllister on a technicality because there's a release clause. They're not in for Caicedo. They're never going to get in a race for Caicedo.
No chance. Did you saw the Chouameni thing?
I read there was a link between the new Liverpool sporting director, what it is, and it's like his son or his nephew or whatever is the sporting director of Nice, where Thuram is. That should be one of the easiest deals to do. But why is it still only links? Why is it still only rumours?
But which is the funny part, because Liverpool fans would then come with the counter saying, he's at the under 21s Euros. Tonali is literally at the under 21s. Tonali is at the tournament. And the funny thing, Tonali is at the tournament. So it's not impossible to sign up. See, even when we signed Brian Gill, he was literally on the other side of the world when we got the deal done.
3 days. 3 days it took Newcastle to sign Tonali. 3 days from when it was reported to when it was done. 3 days it was. Now, obviously, they would have been speaking to him beforehand, no problem. But the way it was done, it's like, they've just done it in 3 days. They've done it so quickly. You're right. And hello, it's not all this like no one uses faxes anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's like, do you want to sign? Yeah, okay, we'll just digital thing or whatever they do now. Do you know what I mean?
It's not like the agent. It's not like the agent is playing with the player on the field as well. Like, no, like you can still talk to the agent, but the player can focus on the
thing's called phones.
Phones, exactly. You know like that's why I don't buy this story about certain players cannot be barred because they're in the tournament. Like, I understand maybe if it's a World Cup, but come on, it's the under 20, it's the under 21s tournament. Like, come on, players are always willing to move in these type of situations. Like, if it's a World Cup, I kind of understand it. But
a World Cup maybe to an extent, but other than that, it's not.
It's a 21s tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that deep, to be honest.
Big up to Mo from Never a Foul, who says the happiest man here, flawless. No, because the deal is still up in the air, Mo. So no, I'm not happy. You lot might literally see me jump for joy if this Mount deal doesn't go through. Like, for wrestling fans, you know when Randy Orton RKO'd Mark Henry, and then he just jumped high in the air and did this, like, that could be me if we do indeed. I will celebrate not signing him like it's a signing. That's how much I'm just completely against it. And big up to, I think it's Rain who says, big up from Frankfurt. Love the content and the work rate. Mr. Sarcasm City TV Flawless, can I please become a mod on your channel? How you become a mod over here is we just gotta see you on a regular basis in the chat. That's how you become a mod.
And just shut and just be active and tell
just
people
be active. You know what I'm saying? Ask good questions. Police anything in case anything goes crazy. Let people know what's coming up. Anytime I say, can you drop, say, Lewis's channel or Ahmed's channel or Nero's channel in the chat or anything like that. Or if I need any information dropped in the chat. So that's how it is. Just be here on a regular basis and just be helpful. And then I'll make you a mod. So, that's legit it.
So just it's not breaking. So just, actually, it just popped off my timeline that someone's reporting that Lukaku's entourage are now considering options in Saudi Arabia.
He saw the
numbers.
I know
Mo's in the chat. It's because your cheap club only offer 7 million on loan, Mo. You're not doing the loan shit no more. All right, you can take.
We want to get him off the books.
You can have him on a free, Mo.
And just to quickly, this from Jack, who says people are mad because he didn't get a chance. He played well in preseason. If Ten Hag feels he's not ready, fair enough. Loan him, don't sell him for 850k. That's a joke. I'll say to this: people are mad that he didn't get a chance. So many youth players don't get a chance. 99.9% of Manchester United Carrington graduates who make the first team don't get a chance. Kobe Mainoo has been in the first team and hasn't really gotten a chance. What we talking like, and he's just one of many. It's very rare you do. In terms of he played well in preseason, it's preseason. Pereira played well in preseason. They called him the preseason Perlo. Like, what are we talking about? If Ten Hag feels he's ready, fair enough. Loan him, don't sell him. Who said maybe he didn't want to loan? This is the thing that people are not realizing. Maybe he pushed for the move. Maybe he didn't want to loan. And to sell him for 850k, that's a joke. How much is he worth? He's done nothing in the game to warrant a big fee.
Exactly.
What's he done? Somebody please tell me when I miss all these Zidane Iqbal performances where he warrants this hefty fee of 15, 20, 25, 30 million. What's he done? I'm not even saying he's not a good player. I've not watched him. I just don't understand. Actually, I do understand. But it makes no sense to me, I should say, in regards to this over him.
Can I ask, what this sounds very strange.
Most people haven't even watched him play like that.
No, but just think about this. What percentage do you think people are upset? Not about the player, that it's actually to do with his name. It's a unique name, Zidane Iqbal. If he was called Jerry Smith, right? Would anyone care if he's leaving?
No.
You know what I mean?
Well, added into that, Tox made the point that he was the first. I think he was the
first for Man United.
Yeah, he's the first Asian player to play for Manchester United. So there's a lot of that. I hear that. I get that. But then just be honest. Same way, if someone from the Caribbean came through the Carrington ranks, would I be biased towards him? Yes. In particular, if he was from Barbados or Jamaica, also yes. But I would let you lot know. So when you lot are like, right, why is Flawless backing this youngster? He's Bayesian, or he's Jamaican, or he's from the Caribbean. Hence why you'll hear me prop up a Damari Gray, for instance. Nothing else, then he's of Jamaican descent. And now he's actually eligible and going to be playing for Jamaica. That's legit.
Chelsea just signed a Jamaican guy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, some wonder kid.
Yeah, Dujon Whisper something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, man, we cooking. I'm trying to see Jamaica in the World Cup, people. Yeah. That's what it is. But I'll let you lot know my biases. Same way, if someone comes through the Carrington ranks who's from South Manchester, I'd be like, he's from Ends. I think I'm defend Welbeck from the same Ends. I know him. Went to school with him. So it's kind of like, yes, I'm going to be a much more stronger defender of a Danny Welbeck or of someone of Bayesian descent or Jamaican descent. Like this, what did you say his name? Dujon Whisper.
Yeah, some Dujon.
Yeah, Whisper is the nickname.
The nickname. Okay, I don't care for Chelsea doing well, but do I want him to do well? Yes, 110%.
It's like the Sterling thing, like because you talked many times about Sterling.
Dujon Richards was nicknamed Whisper.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What position?
Mustard.
He's a winger. I think he's a winger.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's a winger. Yeah.
It'd be Mustard.
Like, I just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And to Paul who says Kobe Mainoo picked up an injury, Flawless, believing him claps. I've not watched him, so bear in mind, people. I'm not saying Zidane Iqbal or Mainoo are good or they're bad. I've not watched him. I just don't get all this hype over a youngster people haven't watched. Because I know the vast majority of people outraged about this have not watched, man. They're
just angry because because they gave him the hype in the preseason. Like, I've seen it with my club as well. I've seen Troy Parrott, Josh Onoma, who else of these clubs, man? Dane Scarlett. like there's a lot of these kids that are, and you know what it is, people want the feeling of they want the one of our own to come through and play for the club and shit. But bro, it's really not that deep. I'll be honest. I talked about it last time. Like there was a point that I was literally wanted to make, ironically about Zealand. But yes, I remember now. We had the same situation. Dylan McCundy, I think also the first Asian ever to play for Tottenham. Then he left because he didn't want to sign a new contract. Then he went to which team was it? It was in the Championship. He went to the team in the Championship. Now he's on loan. Now he's on loan from that Championship team to Aberdeen. See how quickly, but everybody was upset that he went. Everybody was upset. Now he's at loan at Aberdeen because he couldn't even make it in the Championship. That's how deep it is.
Because he played well in pre-season. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That no one's watched because, like, even most people, and I'd say most, because I know some people watch the youth teams. Like 95% of people talking about him haven't watched him in the youth team. There's plenty to criticize in regards to Manchester United. So much. Selling Zidane Iqbal is not one of them.
I'm sorry,
it's not one of them.
Like, it's not priority.
Yeah, it's crazy. Big up to Raphael who says, I'll let you know if he gets bodied in the Eredivisie. Yeah, man, big up. 110%.
See, this is the thing, though. But this is the thing, though. Flawless doesn't want this guy to go to the Eredivisie and do bad there. But at this moment in time, he wasn't just good enough at United.
And just to clarify to this, because Harvey says Ryan Brewster didn't do shit in the game and got bought for like 25 million. Even Sancho didn't do nothing and got bought from Dortmund for like 7 to 10 million. What I'll say to this is that's a one-off. Give me another youngster who's done nothing in the game that was sold for that price. There's exceptions to it, so I have to clear this up.
We sold Gertie for 20 million.
Yeah, there's exceptions.
He was on the loan though, wasn't he?
He was on like the Swansea, I think.
Yeah, this is the thing that some teams are willing to go based on that, like on a loan in the Championship. Like, I think didn't Ryan Brewster did at least like a loan somewhere else before leaving Liverpool.
Yeah,
like this is that no. This is the thing because no club.
Remember Jordan Ibe? Do you remember when Liverpool sold Sterling? And then Liverpool fans were going, so good because we got Jordan Ibe, and then they sold him like a year later to Bournemouth or something like that. We sold Dominic Solanke. No, did he leave on it was a tribunal thing? I think it was.
So the point I'm making, people, is there's exceptions to the rule. To Harvey, name me the rest. Name me the long list of players where this happens, where they've done very little in the game or done nothing at senior level and get sold for 20-25 million. Brewster's an exception to the rule. Sancho's an exception to the rule. That is not the norm. Name the rest. We'll use Liverpool as the example.
That's him, Flawless.
Oh, is that him? Okay. Yeah. All right. You know what I'm saying? I hope he does exceptionally well. Like, let's stop this. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop this. Like, that's the norm. Name him at Liverpool.
And even with Sancho had a lot of hype, like not just in terms of like hype in terms of just in the City Academy, but also a lot of hype for around the world. Like we wanted him. He was even in our training ground, but we could never materialize a move for him back then. So he went to Dortmund. So Sancho had like a lot of hype. Like I never seen like Zidane Iqbal get linked to somebody outside from like to a very big club that you know that they are big club. They are known for developing big talents like Sancho, for example. Even for example, Frimpong is a prime example. City sold him for nothing. I think City sold Frimpong for nothing or let him go for a free to Celtic. No, he went from Celtic to Leverkusen. And no, he could potentially go for like 60, 70 million euros. But this is the point though. They barely sold him for anything though.
Yeah, the thing is people will bring up Brewster. It's a one-off. I'm saying that Guehi, who Chelsea sold, is a one-off. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are not regular occurrences. Name me the rest from people. Man mentioned a Liverpool player. Name me the other youngsters Liverpool have sold for 10 million or more. Don't worry, I'll wait, people. I've been asking this question for the past week. Same with Chelsea, same with Spurs, same with Manchester United. It's not the norm to be selling youth players for big money. But people just want to complain for the sake of it. And I don't get it why. I don't understand why whatsoever. Like, all right, so we should have sold Zidane Iqbal for 5 million.
I'm always wary, unless it's overpriced, I'm always wary of a club selling a youth player that quickly, unless the price is very big, because you would go, why don't you want him? But do you know what I mean? Or send him out on loan. Do you know what I mean?
X.
Why didn't you want it? I mean, I can't see, like no one went like they didn't want to sell Man City. Don't want to sell Phil Foden, did they? Do you know what I mean? We don't want to sell Reece James. You know what I
No,
mean?
because they knew what they were having.
Liverpool
Like, for example,
say,
like
Trent. No, but they don't want to sell Rico. Man City don't want to sell Rico Lewis, and that's a big price.
no, they don't even want to
That's
loan.
what I mean.
Because I remember with the Foden thing, even the Foden thing was like even Foden was supposed to go.
He didn't want it because he wanted to develop him himself.
He wanted to develop himself because he saw the talent. But sometimes certain managers like, you know what, F off. Like, it's not. I don't really need you. It's really, it is what it is. But it happens at every football club. Like certain football clubs, you have the exceptions for like you get the situation like with Chelsea where they had a KDB and a Salah. But the difference is they went elsewhere, played multiple years, and got better for all the years. So it's like, well, at Chelsea, they didn't have the time. They didn't have the time to develop these guys.
Exactly.
So
And
it
here's
is
the
what it
thing.
is.
Yeah, and to him who says Iqbal only had 45 minutes of senior football, we were never getting millions for him. Fact, because all these youth players that get sold, and I kill this dead even further in one question. Name me one of these youth players who got sold, who went on to do big things, who went to compete at the highest level. Name me. Free or sold? Name me people. Well, I'm saying in that. Like, name me these people. Nico Williams, no. Solanke, no. Who? Pogba's the one that I can think of off the top of my head. Pogba's definitely one who got let go for free from the youth team and went on to compete. And when I say highest level, I'm talking domestic titles, I'm talking Europe, and I'm talking if their international team's good as well. If they went to World Cup finals and stuff like that. What are we doing here, man? We're never getting millions for him. Never. Yeah, Pogba's therefore one. Pogba 100%. Yeah,
Pogba's unique, right? He went for free, didn't he? So, I mean, that's Man United's problem.
You know what I'm saying? In that Pogba's definitely 110%. Like, he's the again, people, there's exceptions to the rule. Rice has never competed at the highest level. Tell me when West Ham won a Premier League or was competing for a Premier League or Champions League. Like, come on, people, listen to the question I'm asking. Listen, where did Odegaard come from? What youth playing was he on?
It was somewhere in Norway, and then no, I think it was Norway, and then he got to Real Madrid.
So Rice, no. Musiala, cool. I give you Musiala. Musiala, yes. Pogba, yes. In the last, and you know what, people? I give you the past 30 years. So
we didn't sell Musiala. It was another tribunal thing.
Yeah, he wanted
to leave for Germany because of family. Just looking at private chat rules.
This is what I'm saying. Oh yeah. I'm gonna get to that as well. I'm saying who did Theo Hernandez get let go from? You can't just keep saying names. Back up your statement. Theo Hernandez got let go from where and went where? Because we can't.
He was at Sociedad, was bought by Real Madrid. Then Real Madrid had to sell him because of COVID. No, so that all happened. But,
names, you know what I'm saying?
But this is the thing though. If they really thought Theo Hernandez was be the player that he is now, they wouldn't have sold him. They would have probably just looked somebody else in the team to sell. So it's like every team sells talented players. Like it doesn't mean it's not.
We've got Pogba. That's one. Odegaard, I'm not giving you because that's just this season. Theo Hernandez 2. Who else? Name the rest in the past 30 years, people. We got 2 in 30 years.
Can I ask a question?
I guarantee you lot can't give me 30 in the past 30 years. So that's less than 1 a year. What are we doing here?
But what's it called? Are you guys talking about Real Madrid selling Theo Hernandez or Sociedad? Yeah. But Real Madrid. But then again, Theo Hernandez had some decent rep before I think Real Madrid. It's just that at Real Madrid he couldn't play. This was the issue. So it's like some clubs went based on what he done before Real Madrid, and AC Milan said, "You know what? Fuck it, we pay the money." But it's just like you said.
I know, Theo Hernandez don't count because they spent 24 million on him. I'm just reading this. See, man, just be lying, saying anything in the chat.
Who you talking about?
You got Google. Theo Hernandez. They bought him for 24 million. That's not a youth player who was let go. They bought him for 24 million.
Oh, you're talking about that? Yeah, he doesn't count because he didn't even came from the Madrid youth.
People don't even be listening to what the question is. People hear what I'm saying and hear what I'm saying good because some people are just confused. Name me the youth players who were let go from youth systems, youth teams. So, for example, Zidane Iqbal counts. David Beckham doesn't because he came through Manchester United system, played multiple games in the first team and then was sold. Players that were sold at a young age. So a player will go 19 and under. Name me the players who are 19
the
and
chance
under
not
that was
gonna go
sold
crazy
for a
with that
cheap
one.
price. You know what I'm saying? No one who was bought for 2020. Yeah, see, man, just be saying anything. Theo Hernandez was bought for 24 million.
Yeah, and then you're
talking about
because I know
19 and under. 19 and under we're talking about.
Go on.
Oh yeah, I'll get to you back to you now. You know what I'm saying? One sec.
No.
I was saying that to Surfer.
Sorry, what did you say?
No. I was just responding to you, Cameron.
Someone put PK in the chat, but I know he went for like 5 million. But how old was he? And he went
I'm talking about a Pogba people. I'm talking someone who left their youth team at 19-20 for free or a cheap price that went on to compete at the highest level.
It's not a lot of players.
Again, PSG, Keane brothers, one place forever. That's not the highest level. Everton don't compete for Premier Leagues and Champions Leagues. Pogba's one. You know what I'm saying? Taif Chong plays for Birmingham. No disrespect to Birmingham, they don't compete at the highest level. They're in the Championship.
It's not even disrespect, it's just the truth.
Yeah, like hear what I'm saying, people. We hear hyping it up. Cess one, I give you Cess. Cool. Cess Fabregas, cool.
But you see how long that was as well.
Ashley Cole don't count. No.
But funny enough, you see how long that was with Cess. It's hella long ago.
Yeah,
Ashley Cole was 5 million plus William Gallas. You know what I mean?
No, I think he's talking about before the Arsenal, but I'm just checking his before Arsenal. I'm just checking his now. No, he didn't. Ashley Cole don't count. He came through Arsenal's youth system.
Yeah, he came. Yeah.
I got game time. So what are we talking about? People are not paying attention. Ashley Cole does not count.
He won the double and was in the Invincibles team. Do you know what I mean? He was a left back.
Ashley Cole don't count. Again, to people, I'm talking about players who were let go from top teams. So Manchester United, Chelsea, Spurs, Arsenal, Liverpool, etc. that left either for free or for a small fee at a young age and then went elsewhere and competed at the highest level. The highest level being domestic titles and talking about Europe as well. So for instance, Paul Pogba counts. Manchester United let him go for free at a young age. He went to Juventus, went and won Serie A's, won Coppa Italia's, competed for Champions Leagues, also won a World Cup. He's that. You know what I'm saying? He is that. Name the others, people. Ashley Cole don't count because he came through Arsenal's youth system and was successful for a number of years, including Invincibles and won doubles. What are we talking about here?
It's very rare.
It's really not.
Again, that's the point I'm making. It's rare. It's rare. It's very, very rare. So why are we hyping up these?
Because if they're good, they're going to make it in that team in the first place. You know what I mean? If they're good, you know what I mean? That's why the big teams very rarely
keep the good players.
Very rarely get rid of gems. Do you know what I mean? They very rarely get rid of. It's because it's because the players that let go then work on their game and improve later. That's what it is. At the time,
but then again, this is the thing, but you don't get always like these gems, like I said, like Flores always talked about how the class of '92 was it?
Yeah, class of '92. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's very
my research on here. This is why we need a producer. Mo Salah was bought from Basel by Chelsea.
Yeah, Basel. Yeah,
Salah don't count. Mo Salah didn't come through Chelsea's youth system or wasn't in Carrington. Rice is one. He actually went through Carrington and then was let go. Mo Salah don't count.
KDB doesn't count either.
Yeah, because he was bought also before he came to Chelsea.
Okay, where did you buy him from?
Somewhere in Belgium, I think.
Was it somewhere in Belgium where we played? So yeah, let me just clarify as well further with the parameters. If you played elsewhere, if you played elsewhere for 2-3 seasons in a European league and was playing 20-25 league matches, you're not a youth player when you get there.
Fuck.
You're not a youth player. Like I just looked at I didn't know Mo Salah. He played in the Swiss league.
Yeah.
So when Chelsea got him, he wasn't a youth player. That's a mistake on that. Where he didn't come through Carrington. I'm talking in particular the graduates.
Literally, guys in the academy only.
Yes, academy players only, people. Not someone you signed who was 18.
Yeah, Rice don't count either. He left at 14. He didn't graduate.
And the thing is with Rice, he's not competing at the highest level currently. People he plays for West Ham.
Yeah, and Rice won't count when he's sold
these top
either.
clubs get it wrong. It's
Rice
very, very rare.
Rice went out for West Ham when he sold out.
And Nick manager's not listening. Michael Owen and Steve McManaman went from Liverpool to Real Madrid. They played for Liverpool for a number of years.
What are we doing here, man?
People say listen.
I think they're not listen. Or I think they don't get the question because I was first confused as well. But then I've seen but Theo Hernandez
it's not
was
if they
bought
play,
both
it's not
two
youth
clubs.
products that played for their team that they played for and then sold. It's youth products that never made it. Was sold and then got big. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what it is.
That's what we're talking about. Surfers put it in better terms than I have.
I swear, if I see a John Terry even as a joke, I'm going to nut someone. I swear to God.
Youth Surfer said it best. Youth players that never made it at their top club.
Yeah.
Youth players that didn't play enough. So Zidane Iqbal falls in that. Paul Pogba falls in that. I'm saying all these players we let go fall in that. I'm not talking about players who played for 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons and were successful. So no, David Beckham don't count.
Sturridge was through Man City's. Sturridge was through Man City's academy. He didn't really play for them, and then got. But you can't. I wouldn't even call his stint at Chelsea successful. He's more successful at Liverpool, even though he didn't win anything. Did they? No, they didn't. That's what I mean.
Raphael said Xavi Simons. Who does Xavi Simons currently play for?
Come on, he plays for PSV, man. Come on, people.
Okay, so he's not competing.
And even then, he was bought from Barcelona, from PSG.
Right.
So PSG bought him.
The overall point I'm making is, people, hear the names that are coming out, and you know what, Johnny, you're spot on here. Big up to Johnny, who says I think some fans think 92. The class of 92 is replicable.
It's a regular thing.
And that's why they complain about every youth player with a little bit of talent. It's that. Let me just clarify this, people. The class of 92 was an anomaly. It was an anomaly. It wasn't normal. It was like this, an exception to the rule to get that many youth players through your team at once. Bear in mind, they are some of the best players we've ever seen in the Premier League. If we do Premier League all-time 11s, most of those players get, Get
into the 11.
They get mentioned in the 11. They're in the conversation. So what are we talking about here? The exceptions. Yes, Pogba being like he's the standout one from Carrington. There's no one else we've let go from Carrington since the class of 92 who has reached the high level of the game apart from Pogba. That is it. He's the only youth player we didn't give a chance to, that didn't break into the first team properly, who went on to do anything at the top level in sport. In terms of, like I said, domestic titles in the major league and also Europe as well, which Paul Pogba did. That's it. What Manchester United, what Carrington is very good at is producing professional footballers. He can produce professional footballers all well. He would Carrington, like Premier League players, Championship players, and players in other leagues. Well.
Or even
can do that.
Road.
I'm saying Spurs can do that. I know there's some Spurs graduates out there.
Yeah, we have quite a decent amount who play in the Championship or outside from here. But talking about these guys who actually put you to the levels where you actually want to compete, like none of these guys, like for example, Solanke, he was a good player for Chelsea in the academy, but he was never the type of player that was gonna. Yeah, he's from Chelsea.
I had no idea. It's a prime example. Thank you for that. Solanke is the prime example of the type of player who's solid Premier League player.
Yeah.
But for where if Chelsea were to need us 9, if they were to go and sign Solanke right now, their fan base would be in uproar.
Oh yeah,
because he's
if they went, let's go get Solanke, and he's going to be the guy to lead us to Premier League and Champions League glory.
Yeah, I think I keep saying this with all modern day youth academies. For big clubs, the percentage of players that hit is very low.
It's very low. 1%.
If you look at Liverpool, name me the players that have succeeded from Liverpool Academy between when Steven Gerrard debuted and Trent Alexander-Arnold. Mm-hmm. I don't think there is any, and that actually stayed in the team. You know what I mean? I can't think, on top of my head, I'm sorry, I can't think of one. I really can't.
And even then,
don't say Jay Spearing even for a joke in the chat. I swear to God.
The funny thing was, it's only Harry Kane. It's all literally Harry Kane.
Arsenal before, and Martinelli doesn't count because they bought.
He was bought, yeah.
Saka, and what before that was maybe Cesc. Like sustained, maybe I'm just being maybe a bit ignorant, or maybe I'm not so 100%.
No, I don't think you're ignorant.
Robin van Persie doesn't count because he was bought. So I don't know. And City before Phil Foden, it was You know, they
Nobody. I could not tell you one City crutcher before even Foden. I'll be so
Manchester United's been very low. I mean, the ones that have sustained a lot, no matter what you think of them, is Rashford and McTominay, and that's it.
One is like, and then even with them two, like obviously one is more in the consensus that one needs to go, and the other one has the fan base in like split opinions. Like some people think Rashford is very good. Some people think he's a world class, and some people think Rashford needs to go tomorrow. Like, so it's not even like hang on, but most of the people would have told you Pogba needs to stay.
Nick Nash, you know, we know Michael Owen and Robbie Fowler came for at Liverpool, but they weren't wonder kids who were sold by Liverpool before they went into their team and done well for their team. That's the whole point. What we're saying is, who are the wonder kids that the big clubs have sold that didn't play for their team first of all, that left without playing for the team and made it big? Do you know what I mean? Robbie Fowler and Michael Owen are on the list of the top scorers of Liverpool's history.
Literally, he won a Ballon d'Or at Liverpool.
He won the Ballon. Michael Owen won a Ballon d'Or.
Just to say, unless you can win a Ballon d'Or in the academy level, I don't know, bro.
Golden Boy, whatever it's called.
Yeah, Golden Boy, but that's not a Ballon d'Or. Like Ballon d'Or, you actually have to play some professional minutes. But that's the point that we're trying to make people like. You don't get. See, the class of 90, before we go close, even the class of 92, you can't even do that on Football Manager. This whole riot is. And even Football Manager, you maybe if you're lucky 2 in like 5 years who make it. Like, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's and Football Manager is quite realistic as well with these type of things as well. So it's very rare that you get somebody like see when Arsenal fans told you about, oh my god, we have the best academy. There's literally only one guy that everybody respects, and the rest is just mediocre. Or you can argue that these guys can leave.
And to MBU says our midfield options are so bad. Iqbal's skill set we desperate for. What is Iqbal's skill set?
Hey man, he has a half turn. He's technically gifted and has a half turn.
Hey, Prime, people just don't want to understand that most youth players don't make it because they're not good enough. That's the harsh reality. That's why for Chelsea, your club, Prime, for Surfer, same club, for my club, for Jez's club, we see very few youth players pop up and actually make it through. Like a Trent is an exception to the rule. A Reece James is an exception to the rule. Like a Rashford for us is an exception. Like then they're the exception. You don't often get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players all at once at top. You don't. Yeah, go on, fam.
The funny thing about the Reece James thing, I was making the argument, and I'm not saying that Reece James wouldn't never make it at Chelsea, but I was saying that do I believe that the transfer ban accelerated things with Reece James coming into the 11 and benefited him in terms of making it into 11 faster? I believe so, yes. If they never had the transfer ban, can we really say that Reece James would it be the player that we know at Chelsea, or would it been like we talking still about maybe him having to reach his potential?
Yeah,
this was it's not. It would not be like for me. I still believe he would have still turned into the player that he is today, but I don't think it would have been as obvious.
So the urban legend around Reece James and Mount and all the youth products was that, Sorry, definitely knows these guys and was going to bring them into the team for the next season. I truly don't believe that, for starters. I don't believe in Richard Sani would ever watch a Derby match or a Wigan match or something like that. Do you know what I mean? To see what those were. Now, maybe they both were talked about as maybe up and coming stars, but I truly believe, even Reece James, if we didn't have a transfer ban, I don't know if they make it. I seriously don't. The way because we didn't before John Terry and this crop of youngsters that come through that successfully made it. That was the gap. So we're talking like a near 16 year. No, when John Terry made it was 2001 and 19. So an 18-year gap between an actual youth product successfully making it into the Chelsea first team on a full-time basis, right? I believe we would have done exactly what we've done the previous years and used the academy for, and that's to make money. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. That's what we used it for. That's what we're going back to using it again. That's the whole point. When we're doing this multi-club thing, we'll buy people for Strasbourg. If they're good enough, we might bring them over to Chelsea or vice versa or something like that. And if they're good enough, they'll stay. If they're not, they'll be sold. It's the same thing. So So this fake phony outrage about Zidane Iqbal leaving, you know what I mean? Because really, I was really hearing Manchester United fans who've got YouTube channels go, yeah, we've got to see the Zidane Iqbal. You know what I mean? Come on, let's get over it.
Yeah, and just to clarify as well, Nick, you trolling just quickly on this. Moyes didn't sell Pogba. Just clarifying, just quickly. Let me just run
You left on the flip, right?
And PSG, this is a prime example of what you're talking about. West Ham's famous academy: Rio, Lampard, Carrick, Joe Cole, etc. That's 5 players. What about the rest? What about the rest? Academies.
Well, they made it when they played for West Ham,
and they played for West Ham.
They played for West Ham. Yes. Why do you think they got those moves? They established themselves playing for West Ham. We're talking about. I'm tired.
Yeah. People ain't.
Let's move on.
I mentioned Rooney like we didn't watch Rooney play. Rooney played for everyone. That's why they got 30 M's for him.
Exactly.
Did you say Rooney? Did you say Rooney?
Yeah, you said Rooney. Yes,
you mean the guy who made his debut in 2002 against Arsenal?
Mate, I was 1 year old.
And then played 2 seasons for Everton before moving to Manchester.
Bro. See, I was 1 year old
and played for England before he moved to Manchester.
People just not getting the point. People are just like I said, like just not getting the point of that in regards to it. So we'll just keep it stepping on this part. Over 180 of you lot in here. Only at 86 likes though. Like check 1212. Like check 1212. Get us up to 100 likes, people. Make sure you do so. Big up my guy Ram in the cut every single time as well. Let's bump up these likes. Get us to 100 likes. Subscribe as well. We're 4 short of 7,030 people. 4 short. You know what I'm saying? So 7,030, get us to 7,030 before we close out as well. Continue to get your questions in. Please keep in Manchester United, Chelsea, or Tottenham Hotspur related. I didn't expect the Zidane Iqbal youth.
It's amazing. It's the longest thing we talked about tonight.
Yeah, it's because it's like people do, and I think it was Johnny Hill who mentioned it as well, and was just like, it's in regards to, and you mentioned like people just not understanding the question, which they don't. And we're not talking about youth players who played for those teams and made it and then got moves. Talking about the ones that were let go. But it's like there's very few who make it through. Like I said, whether it's Manchester United, whether it's Chelsea, whether it's Spurs, whether it's Liverpool, Arsenal, etc. They're one-offs. They're very, very few. They're one-offs. What else have we not discussed? I'm trying to think. Anything at used to's clubs? Anything else Chelsea related in regards? You said Lukaku.
Just the Caicedo things popped up. Caicedo thing. Yeah, I've been winding people up. I've been responding to people when they go, "Oh, Caicedo only wants Chelsea," and I just put, "Yeah, so did Ugarte." You know what I mean? It's all good. It's just that will run on. The sales. We should be seeing full sale announcements next upcoming days. Okay. Kovacic, Kai, and the guys in Saudi. And then, the Mount thing maybe resolves itself as well this week. And then it should be more about purchases now. The Caicedo deal should move on, or hopefully. And then there was rumours today about us going in for Diogo Costa.
I did see that. Thoughts on that? You happy with that? Not happy about it? What are you saying?
I don't know. I'm a bit mixed with him. I saw him at the World Cup and I wasn't that impressed. He came for his physicality and coming up for crosses. I mean, he really choked in the game against Morocco and cost his side a goal. I've only watched him briefly in the Champions League. I don't watch Portuguese football because I have a life. So,
hey,
I'm not shut up, man. I'm an adult. You're a student, yeah.
Hey, my life.
But I think there are reports that Porto are in FFP trouble.
Who's in FFP?
FC Porto.
Oh yeah, I did hear this.
They're in, but he has there's rumours he's got a €75 million buyout. So
yeah, it's true. Yeah.
If what Chelsea do now with buyouts, they don't pay the buyout. They pay a little bit more, but they spread the structure of payments go on longer. Like for Nick Jackson, who we signed, he's apparently got a €35 million buyout. I think we're paying a little bit more than that, but the structure of the payments are longer. It's the same with Enzo as well. Enzo Fernandez, structure of the payments are longer. Mm-hmm. So it was funny because earlier this week it was reported, Poch really wants to keep Kepa as number one, and like 24 hours later, this Diogo Costa link started happening. So it's like, obviously not, right? Although they said Diogo Costa would be a replacement for Edouard Mendy, and I'm thinking to myself, if we're spending 50 to 70 million on a goalkeeper, yeah, he's not going to be a number two. You don't spend that much on a number two goalkeeper, or even someone to challenge Kepa. You don't spend 50 to 70 million pounds on that. If we're spending that much, he's going to be the number one, no matter how much. And don't go, oh, Kepa was 72. Yeah, that was 5 years ago. It's not worth that right now. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So that was it. And then I don't know. I think then there'll be other striker links, other midfielder links. It'll be funny what's happening with Lavia, because there's strong links to Arsenal.
I did see that. I did see that.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I've got to tell you, if they don't buy Lavia, there is a chance next season that Arsenal midfield could consist of Odegaard, Kai Havertz, and Jorginho.
I love to see it, man. I really want to see it.
I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Oh my God.
I mean, I'd be fine playing two midfielders in there against them three. Do you know what I mean? I'd be fine.
Yeah. Bro, that's light work.
I wouldn't need to go match up. I wouldn't need to go.
But Casemiro can play by himself against that midfield.
I mean, that'd be amazing if they do that. But apart from that, I don't think there's any other. It's really slow. It's just rumours at the moment. It's really
slow. Hella rumours. But it's the thing though. The window just opened like a week ago. So of course there's going to be always a little.
But that's just the English window. I think the rest of the Europe is July 1st. So.
Yeah, this week for Italy, Spain. That's all July.
Yeah, that's when it'll kicking into overdrive. Well, I did see a
By the way, can I ask?
I did see a rumor today about Antoine Griezmann possibly going to Saudi.
I think that Fabrizio came out and said it's not true, and the priority is to stay at Atletico.
Oh, by
so
the way,
it's not true.
Just on Fabrizio, right? People call him a tapping merchant, but that's because he's built up credibility. Yeah?
Yeah.
It's all about credibility, yeah? You want to be a tapping merchant, that's fine, but you still believe it and wait on every word that he does. Because everyone was waiting. When that Mount news broke today, everyone was going, I'm waiting for Fabrizio or David Ornstein to drop something.
Everyone was.
And Fabrizio dropped it like that. So it's all about credibility. You can say he's a tapping merchant all you want, but that's how these guys build their credibility. They don't want to be wrong, or else they're just in the nose, faceless Twitter channels. Do you know what I mean? So, I'd rather rely on them than anything else. So.
Yeah. So can I ask you a question? Because I know Flo's answered to this already. Are you really that much concerned if you don't get all of the most important targets in for pre-season?
It would change my. It would change what I expect of the team next season. So, for instance, if we get just Caicedo and that, I would go maybe top 6. Like I wouldn't even think of a top 4 challenge, because I'm sorry, you don't do anything with Kepa as your number 1, because he's a good shot stopper-ish, but not from long shots, and I just don't rate him. We're fine for defenders and fullbacks at the moment. Midfield, we're selling all our midfield, so we need at least 2 midfielders in there, and we don't have a striker. So it would really, as much as Nkunku said, I can play as a number 9. I don't think he'd want to play as a number 9. So I'd really only expect us to get top 6, even playing once a week.
No, that's fair.
Because we just wouldn't be good enough.
That's fair enough. Like, of course, funny enough, the only question came on because somebody made the argument saying that how we need all our at least 2 Maddison and one of the centre backs in before preseason. I said this, bro. We are in such a mess right now. I know they could, both of them, or all our targets could come in on the last day of the window. Yeah. I don't care. I said in my situation, because see, I understand with Chelsea a little bit, because they do buy high quality players still, and people look at the team and said they're supposed to finish top 4. But even if you get our target, I'm still not expecting top 4. Like, some other things that we need to do.
We've got no midfield. We've got like Enzo Fernandez. Generally, is the only one you can see starting. There's no one else. And also, that's why I say I'm waiting for the day after the transfer window if I can make a proper prediction.
Oh, me too. Like,
the the only thing at the end of the window I want to be involved in is more sales. I want to get everything in, and I realise that's not sometimes that doesn't happen, right? But I'd like at least look at everyone. Well, Gusto was signed in January, so it doesn't count, but it's a new signing, so to speak. Everyone knew in Kufu was signing, right? So it's a new signing. But you get a Caicedo and you get like a, let's say, Caicedo, Lavia, Diogo Costa, and I'm not even thinking about Osimhen. I'm being realistic. I don't really know of another striker top over, maybe a Vlahovic or something like that. Or I'd wait till January and sign Tony. But there we go. Do you know what I mean? So, but I'd be okay. I'd be more going, okay, now we can get the rest out. You know what I mean? We get a Gallagher out, who actually I think might stay. But we can get a Loftus-Cheek out. We can get Pulisic out. There was a story tonight about, I love these terminologies of language. Leon are dreaming of Pulisic. Really?
Hey man, this reminds me of the Lee Gunner video. Interested. Concrete talks.
Monitoring.
Weighing up the options. Appreciate.
The groundwork. I mean, it sounds like they're building a house. You know what I mean? So it's what you say. Oh yeah,
hey, wet off the plane.
Yeah, I'm laying bricks. You know, stuff like that. It's like,
facts.
Oh yeah, he's in love with Arsenal. Shut up.
Hey, next they're gonna use the next thing you know they're gonna use the next thing they're gonna use is what they have sexual relationships for, like.
Remember last year?
Yeah.
He's been seduced by the project. What do you mean seduced?
Seduced.
What type of transaction is this? You know what I mean? Seduced by the project. What type of tactics are you running over there, man? Jesus Christ.
But you know what is here? I give respect to those reporters, because I'm 100% sure that they didn't have any sort of plagiarism back in uni, because they just be saying the same shit, but the wording is completely different.
Yeah, you change it. It's the same story. It's the same story, but you just edit it a bit to make it look like a different story.
Yeah.
You
change the describing word. You change the verb. That's what it is from whether it's seducing.
They're on the verge. They're on the verge of bidding. What do you mean they're on the verge of bidding? What is this? They're preparing the bid. What do you mean they're preparing the bid? What do you mean? It's not like you're baking a cake.
In the next days.
Yeah,
in the next days, it's like it's been 2 weeks, brother. It's been 2 weeks.
Is it Marvel?
They're lining up. Oh yeah, Manchester United are lining up Caicedo. What do you mean? They're lining up. They're monitoring. They're monitoring. They're monitoring the thing. What do you mean?
Monitoring FC. Hey, monitoring FC, man. I was saying these words, bro, they kill me, bro. Like that's why I want this Maddison thing just to like tell me if he's not coming or not, because what Fabrizio does is know is like I've seen at least 10 times the same report today in just different words, and I'm just like, bro, I'm tired already. Like I might just mute the word James Maddison on Twitter, so I don't have to see it, because like
Jez, I tell you what's great during the transfer window. I had a nap this afternoon, right? I was just tired, right? I had a nap for about 4 hours, and then all this stuff broke. I then had another sleep for another 2 hours, and then it all changed again. It was like I'd been had a coma or something. I'd been like gone.
Yo, that shit happens. Yo, been there, fam. Been there. Yo, that happened with the Timber thing with me. I woke up and it was like, oh yeah, you know, Arsenal in for Timber. I was like,
it was
what?
the Ugarte thing earlier this summer. Like one day I was like, oh yeah, he's going to sign for us. Like the previous day, yeah, it's all done. And I slept, and I woke up like at 10 p.m. at night going, Ugarte's joining PSG. How long did I sleep for? What is going on? What's going on?
But see, even like the Van der Ven link is happened today as exclusive for Fabrizio, but the night before, Fabrizio's talking about, there's a centre back that Tottenham interested about, but I'll reveal it who it is tomorrow. What do you mean tomorrow, bro? Like, tell me what the centre back is. Like, I don't get what it is with these reporters just trying to. And the issue is, it always gets these people rattled on Twitter.
The issue is, Jez, it's a 24-hour industry, right? Yes. Especially with Twitter now, social media. It's not like it was when Sky Sports News had it. You know, football Twitter has only really grown up since the pandemic, right? It really has only just like there was little bits here and there, but let's be honest, right?
It's only really
grown up. Yeah, it's grown up since the pandemic because everyone wants 24 hours. Like things can change in 24 minutes, let alone 24 hours sometimes. You know what I mean? But everyone wants to, so everyone has to stay ahead of the curve. It's now newspapers and online stuff. Like newspapers are hardly read anymore. Do you know what I mean? So they have to link it on Twitter, because that's where most people are and read it and stuff like that. They're not on the newspaper reading newspapers, even online. They're not on, and it's usually old news anyway online. Do you know what I mean? Like Sky Sports News. That yellow breaking news thing, that used to be it.
That was it. Yo, man used to wait for that yellow ball.
Now someone put in the chat earlier about Manchester United have pulled up. Dude, you're 6 hours late with that news. You know what I mean? You're done. You're done. No one pays attention to Sky Sports. They just watch. I can't remember last time I watched Sky Sports News.
For transfers, yeah.
I don't watch them for transfers because they're so late. They're so late with getting the news. It's just,
I hear you. Large up Daniel as well. He says here, Mount isn't a United signing, no, it's a Ten Hag signing. I think we all know this. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, I think
Ten Hag for that. Like, I'm fully aware that it is Ten Hag, and Ten Hag's my guy, but I just don't agree with that whatsoever. To Johnny, you says, and you lot get your final few questions in before we close out in the next 5 to 10 minutes. If we signed Onana and Caicedo, I could see us entering the Manchester title race. What do you think, Flawless? No. Throw a striker in there, we won't win it, but that's the spine. We could be in a race. I still think we'd come up short and lose. But if we improve our spine, which we would do with the two you've mentioned, and let's say we get a quality striker, that's right down the middle. Yeah, forget Bruno. You'd have a great striker. You'd have Casemiro. You'd have Caicedo. You'd have Martinez. You'd have Varane. You'd have Onana. That's a solid 6. All right, Bruno's there. So be it. And then you got the Rashfords and others around it. So, yeah.
Hey, fun fact. Ronaldo used to be in the Barcelona academy.
Wait, who? Cristiano Ronaldo?
No, Onana.
Oh, Onana did. Oh, right.
My bad. No. Onana used to be in the Barcelona academy, which is a funny fact.
And crazy. Also, with this question, it's like, I think City will listen. After winning the trophy, I think City will drop off, but I don't think they'll drop off that much. Where I still think they'll win the league. So I still think they'll win the league. I mean, I don't like
these whole good. These motherfuckers.
Because I mean, listen. If I was Pep, I would bin the domestic cups and just try and go for the 4P and retain the European Cup. That's what I do. I say screw the league cup, screw the FA Cup. It's done this season. I don't need to retain them or get them. Let me do a 4P because that's history in itself. Let me retain the Champions League. That I'm the first English club to do that since Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, I mean, this is the funny.
I'm the first in this Champions League format.
Well, which is the funny part, because we're talking about them being weaker. They probably might spend like about 90 to 100 million for Josko just to play.
You've got 300 million to spend with all their winnings and everything like that.
It's actually like this is like that's just so good when we're talking about them chopping off and still winning the league.
Vardy on Kovacic is going to be. Listen, I think Leipzig will sell Vardy and it'll get to 100 million, but with add-ons.
Yeah,
it's cheaper add-ons because it's City, right? So if they put in there, if win the Champions League or the league, this is cheaper add-ons. If someone else was to go there, they couldn't say that. So if Chelsea were to go there and go, yeah, we'll match it, our add-ons are this. I'd be like to go, well, we don't think that's achievable because you've got Man City in your division. You know what I mean? Exactly. It's like with it'll be like games and how many clean sheets and stuff like that, or we'd have to pay more. That's what I mean. We'd have to pay more to do that. But it was like that's what it is now. You're like everyone goes, Chelsea just paid more than Arsenal for Mudryk. No, it was exactly the same price. It was a structure of payments, yeah. And it's also add-ons are more achievable. The rumor is that Arsenal tried to put a Ballon d'Or add-on into it, and it's like, are you being stupid? That's what the Shakhtar guy said. The man.
They are this stupid, to be honest. Like, I believe it.
Imagine that. Imagine Man City could go to Leipzig. Yeah, we want to put a Ballon d'Or in for Vardy. Well, first of all, he's a defender, so he's hardly going to win it anyway. Right? Because defenders don't win Ballon d'Or. It just doesn't happen, right? They'd have to do a new award like they do with the goal.
Have to win a World Cup or something to do that.
Exactly right. You'd have to be
exactly, like, and then you need to be sensational.
Even that, you'd have to be like a top scorer in a World Cup as a defender, something like that. But like, if they go, so you'll get 10 million if we win the league. You'll get 10 million if we win, if we win the league in the next few years. You'll get another 10 million if we win the Champions League in the next 10 years. In the next few years. Totally logically achievable.
And then you
But
have
if
the
Arsenal were
appearance
to
fee.
go there, if Arsenal were to go there and pull the same thing, they might as well. RB Leipzig might as well say to them, "You might as well just overpay us 30 million more."
Exactly.
Man City because that's more achievable than your add-ons. Let's be serious.
Because it's the thing, even with the Arsenal, with the Rice thing, apparently the first bid was like a laughable. And it's not even also just because of how much money they bid, but also at the first bid, the add-ons, West Ham viewed it as laughable what they were offering them. And
that's because they wanted to spread the initial payments over 4 years. West Ham won, and I respect this. West Ham want a big upfront payment, whether that's 50 million or more, but they want that upfront first. Yeah, that's what they want. Not this like 25 million over 4 years or something like that. They want a big whack right now because they have to spend money as well. They have to replace Rice. So
the Arsenal they're just cheap fucks. Like whatever it takes for them to just get everything on the cheap. Like this is what they are.
Hey, no, man. They paid for Kai. They're not cheap.
And no, that was just stupidness, but
that's fine.
This is an issue for them. That's an issue for them.
Hey, you want to talk? Everyone's talking about Saudi, the Saudi thing with Chelsea. Looking into that, investigate the Kai Havertz to Arsenal first. Why that was
that's fraud, man.
That's even more fraudulent than if there was any Saudi link or something like that. That's even more ridiculous. That's the most ridiculous transfer this summer. Nothing's gonna beat that. I swear.
Facts.
I would be surprised if anything beats that as the most ridiculous transfer.
Yeah. No, we'll top that. No,
it's just funny part because we're talking about Mount to United is hilarious, but it's not as far as the Havertz thing.
No, it's not. I knew there's a market for Mount because the way he plays. The thing about Mount is I don't rate him like other people do. I think if he goes to United, Flores, if Ten Hag simplifies what he wants from him and says to him, you do not have to be the creative output, and just simplifies things for him, you'll get a good player. Now, if I draw the performances against Man City in the FA Cup final 21 and the two semi-final and the final performances in the Champions League, where he was in a free where they went about disrupting, doing all that. And if you
being a spoiler,
and say to him, don't worry about assists, don't worry about goals, don't worry about creating chances. Get that, give it to Bruno, give it to Rashford, give it to whoever, right? You just do your job, then that's a good signing. That's what Ten Hag should do. That's why I thought he'd be great at Liverpool doing that role. He's a perfect Jurgen Klopp player.
Facts.
Liverpool are good boys, so it is what it is.
McAllister for me is not a Jurgen Klopp type player. He's not. I'm sorry, he's not.
By the way, we need to address this Liverpool thing with like, remember? Oh my God, Liverpool! We're gonna well.
We'll do it, man. When we do the crossover show, because people don't worry, man. You are at one time gonna get. You see all the Man United and all the crossovers. We're gonna do the Avengers Assemble, and you'll get all of the shows in one. So Man United, Ballers at the Bridge, talking at Tottenham Talk, analysis at Anfield. I'm gonna talk on the Arsenal podcast. So you'll get 5 out of the 6. I will find the City fan people. Don't worry about that. I'm on my mission. I'm trying to add to the squad, but it's hard to find that profile. That's the
R9 profile. That's the R9 profile.
Yeah, it's so tough to find that. You know what I'm saying, profile. So yeah, that's what it is. I am people. So to anyone who's like, oh, why you not doing any Manchester City content? I would love to. I have no Manchester City content creator to do content.
It's harder to find in the One Piece, man.
Yeah, there's Daps. There's this guy called
Daps.
And this is
you know what it is? That's my guy. Love Daps to death, people. Right. But I want someone new. That's what it is. I'm doing what you lot are doing with the Nickball and that.
Nobbins is
say that again.
The guy called Nobbins who's gone.
Yeah, I'm trying to. You know what it is? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm trying to find someone new. I want someone through the Sarcasm City TV Academy. That's what I'm trying to do.
Don't have. Listen, I like Hamza, but that show is going for 6 hours.
no, Hamza is like
he's my guy and everything, but that show would be.
Yeah, I'm trying to find new people. That's what it is, people. Yeah. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, like through the Sarcasm City TV Academy. That's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, you will get 5 out of the 6 at some point.
By the way, I don't know they won't count if they leave it. They make it debut on this channel and then leave. That won't count as something.
Okay, this is not. Hey, we didn't leave them left.
We didn't introduce them and then get them out like that.
Hey,
Facts.
So
Nah,
what? So
look, you know,
what?
when I see people who started on this channel or like started their own channel and then was on this channel mainly, then go off and do things elsewhere, even though they remain here, I love that. What I'm saying is that Ahmed started his own channel. I love that. Love the fact Ahmed started his own channel, 110%. So yeah,
Okay.
people, you will get that crossover at some point, but for now, you obviously all get all the separate ones, man. You get all the individual shows, but all the individual crossovers, but then you will get the crossover of all crossovers.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
like
saying?
Flores
'Cause
is
you know
money. Flores
that
is
show's gonna be
monitoring.
fire. Say again, fam.
No, I was saying Flores is monitoring some guys, man. He's monitoring. He's interested
Yeah,
guys.
monitoring. Yeah.
He's weighing up the options with some of these guys.
preparing
Yeah,
a bit.
Flores is on the verge of preparing offer, maybe
in country talks. In country talks.
Yeah. Concrete talks.
Concrete talks. The people you gotta think about, not only you got me here, you got Surfer, you got Jez. Imagine adding Cam and adding Saint to this mix. What that show would be like. You all know what it's going. Imagine with us three, and then you add Cam and you add Saint. What that show will be like, people. You already know. But
So
yeah,
block out 5 hours of your life somewhere. You know what I mean? It's all good. Yeah.
I'll say that.
Big up Yang as well, who says flawless. Will you take Kudus at United? I've not watched him like that, so I can't really comment. Big up for the super chat, much appreciated. I can't comment because I've not watched him like that. His name pops up. Jez has been talking about him for the longest as well. I've seen other people in the chat waxing lyrical about him, but I don't know a lot. But he's a 10, right, Jez? Am I right in saying that? He's a 10.
See, this is the thing. He can play in the 10. Well, he's more of an 8. Say first.
Right, cool.
He's not 10.
Yeah, I know he's pace some power. Yeah, get him in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is the thing. He's like pace. He has to pace and power and everything. But the thing with Kudus is, and I tell us a lot of people, I think him himself said in the interview he prefers playing on the right because in the middle he can't really move the way like he would like to on the wing. This is what he was talking about.
He's been linked to Brighton.
Yeah, today with Brighton. Yeah, which would be crazy if they could get it. If he can go to Brighton, that's a really good move for Brighton.
And just to clarify for Johnny, you mentioned about De Gea's contract. Yes, it does expire next week. It's the end of this month. So if United don't sign him to a new deal, he is then out of contract. So
yeah, stuff breaking about that tonight.
Yeah, I saw something. I don't know how good the source is though.
It's pinch of salt time that he's under the impression that a new contract will be signed. Or
apparently behind the scenes, Ten Hag is apparently pushing. That's what the report says. Strengthening.
Yeah, Ten Hag's not like he's not confident whether they're going to bring in a new goalkeeper or not.
Yeah, I've seen that part of it. So yeah,
but I don't think the source is actually good. Like,
yeah,
so I don't know.
It wasn't like just a retweet from United plug. He wasn't saying it. He just retweeted someone.
He just retweeted.
That's what it is now. It's not like it's copy and retweet. You know what I mean? That's what it is at the moment. You know what I mean? It's no like coming out. It's like you just acknowledge you sent it, stuff like that. It's like this Lukaku thing tonight. I don't know who this guy is. He's just tweeted out.
All I can say about the air thing is the final countdown.
And just to this as well, because Daniel, and I know there's going to be an ongoing joke. Mount, you going United, I'm getting you a shirt. Hey, if anyone wants to, if Mount does indeed come to Manchester United, it's not yet confirmed, but let's say hypothetically it does happen. If you lot want to get me shirts, feel free. I'll send you the address of where to send it to, because I can get that name and number taken off the back of that shirt. So if you don't want to send me Mount shirts, feel free. You know what I'm saying, I will get my sister or something to knit over that shit. So it's fine. Where there's a will, there's a way. I will take that name.
Watch it like 3 times, and it's gonna be fine. So 3 times watching, it's gonna be fine.
Easy to get rid of that. Pattern that. You can just knit over that in red or whatever the away shirt is, or the alternate, the third kit. Cool. So if anyone wants it, Lewis has already said he's getting me the home one. Hey, Daniel, if you want to get me the away one, that's fine. If someone wants to get me the third kit, that's also fine as well. Feel free.
And the third one is ugly.
If there's more people, send me the shirts, man. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is though, you'll always know it had Mount's name on it, no matter if you.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, so be it. You know what I'm saying?
See the outline. You had to see the outline, no matter how many times.
No. I make sure that outline is knitted over so you don't see that.
That's
shit.
It's just like the sun about fall away all the time. Like one day the sun was just shit had Mount.
Hey, but you know what you can't take away?
We're talking about Taza now. Send that to me. Don't for fuck Taza. Send it to me.
Packaging to Chicago is going to cost you a lot.
Yeah. It's much cheaper to Manchester.
This guy's
send that my way.
This shit's gonna get stolen in Chicago. Like,
right. Remember, this is the bigger prices now with Brexit and that. You know what I mean? Overseas, it's quite a lot.
This guy. All right, Tyler, you doing too much. But anyways, love to everyone that's locked in. We're gonna close out this show. If this is your favorite show on the channel, the Manchester United, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur show, there is a playlist for it, people. There's a playlist on the channel. Yeah, he wilding. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's wilding. There's a playlist for it on the channel, people, so you can check it
Send
out.
it back afterwards.
Yeah, this guy would be packing up in a box. The comedian, he really would. He really would. And don't forget as well, this show, people, or this show and all the shows you see on the channel, apart from watch-alongs and the fan calling shows, are available on audio-only platforms. I posted them in the link. I posted them in the chat. I posted them again. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV and it will pop up in audio form. You might not want the YouTube app open, or you might just prefer to listen to your podcast in more traditional podcast means, which is absolutely fine. So like I said, links is underneath in the description for everything I just named. I'll drop those links in the chat again as well. And we're back tomorrow, 10:30 p.m. That is subject to change, but 10:30 p.m. 7K subscriber party, people. I told you that I was going to do it. So 7K subscriber party tomorrow, 10:30 p.m., people. So make sure you're there. If you drink liquor, bring your liquor. If you smoke, bring your smoke. If you do neither of those two things, bring some apple juice, orange juice, whatever. Just make sure you have a beverage of some sort in your hand because we're going to have a great show. I'm going to be waved, you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be drinking. Not sure if it's going to be JD. Is it going to be Alizé? It might be wine. Not sure yet. But yo, Jez, anything you want to add before we close out?
Please, Tottenham, just hurry up with it because I'm tired of the news already about Maddison. And yeah, people, you just heard the man. So tune up to show up tomorrow so we can celebrate and shit. And yeah, man, make sure to subscribe on your way out or like as well if you haven't.
Man, make sure you have. Sir, for anything you want to add?
Yeah, can we get to 8K faster than 7K? I want to have haircuts more in line with figures, but I can't. It was like 8 months since I last had the last one. I had it pre-World Cup. I can't wait this long. That time, please. I look like from an escape to mental hospital or something. You know what I mean?
You look like
I look like I live in a forest. You know what I mean? With that hair, that's ridiculous. You know, get me. You know, I'm at the age now where I don't really care what my hair looks like when it goes long. Do you know what I mean? I just go like this. I wake up. Do you know what I mean? It's like that. It's all done. But yeah. But get to 8K. Let's get to 8K. Let's get to 9K. Let's get to 10K.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You're trying to get there, people.
Florida's can take us to New York like the big six.
100%. You know what I'm saying? Once we get big, as soon as this pays that type of amount, yes, we'll just fly out somewhere. Hopefully, 2026 World Cup. That's the aim, people. Over stateside, Canada, Mexico. We're trying to get out there for that. I know everyone in the gang
Miami.
trying to get out there, and that's 3 years away. And just to Warrior J, who says, Flawless, I see you on the Q&A stream. So no, that will let me just clear that up. That'll be instead of the Q&A. So tomorrow, you won't get today, technically, you won't get the Q&A, people. It will not be the Q&A. It will be the 7K subscriber party will merge into it. So I move it forward. So it'll be the same as the Q&A. We'll be answering your questions, but we'll just be talking shit and just all the hard work we do here, myself and the rest of the panelists, we're just celebrating. That's all it is, man. As much as we've got a long way to go, just look how far we've come along. That we're here now at 7K. We started this year at 4.5 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? 4.5K. And now look, halfway through the year, we're at 7, trying to get to 8K expeditiously. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like Kai Havertz said in the chat, bring smoke, liquor, and gal to the 7K subscriber party. Bring whatever, people. If you want to bring smoke, liquor, gal, whatever.
Just keep Ryan.
Long beverage. Yeah, I'm saying. Just don't invite Ryan in it. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
I tweeted this out, so I broke kayfabe, so I broke my character.
Yeah, I was going to respond to that, but go on. This is a fitting way to end.
So I'll go back to the original programming in a minute or so. I want to truly thank Flawless for inviting me on that when I joined as a member to like the Q&A, the fans thing and stuff like that, and he's afforded me the luxury of being a part of this, panels and everything like that. And we probably speak to each other more times. Us guys probably speak to each other more times than our goddamn families, if we're being honest. Stuff like that. But it truly is been an honor to be on this channel and to be a part of this crew who've become, and not just people I speak online. I know we haven't met like physically and stuff like that, but it's more of like a second family to myself. and it's really helped me in dark times. So, especially during that first initial lockdown, I was just, I was just like a hermit essentially. But yeah, I just want to thank everyone like that. And Flores is truly, I mean, I don't know when he sleeps. Essentially, you know what I mean? He's like honestly. I think I've seen him do like 5 or 6 streams in one day, and they were long streams as well. But Flores truly deserves. He's very hardworking. Look what he's doing. I mean, not only on YouTube but on Twitch as well. You know what I mean? And still has time to play pro clubs. But yeah, and now back to original programming. Up yours.
Yeah, man. I think that's a fitting way to end. Love, man, to everyone who's locked in. And just please continue to support Sarcasm City TV across all platforms, YouTube, Twitch, the audio platforms as well. Make sure you do so with that memberships like Surfer said, I did a members Q&A today. Well, technically yesterday now. So large up all the members, link for the pinned comment. And I echo what Surfer said there in terms of, I didn't expect this to turn into what it turned into in regards to not only the channel and the growth. Absolutely amazing. If someone would have said you would have reached 7K at this point, I would have told you what type of drugs are you on. There's no chance man talking about football from home is going to reach 7K. And also the actual brotherhood and family, not even friendships, family, that like we are one big happy dysfunctional family by self-service. That's everyone you see on here. Like legit, we talk to each other. It's every day. Like I remember at one point, it was a few weeks ago, I didn't talk to Surfer for I think it was only 2 days. And he jumped around, I was like, yo, Surfer, where you been? It was 2 days, people. It was only 2 days. I was like, yo, I feel like I've not spoke to you in weeks. So yeah, man. Again, just love to everyone who support. Big up all the mods, big up all the regulars, because you lot are included in this. You see all the regulars out here, and man knows their names and stuff like that. And even all the new people, you lot are a part of this just as much as I am and we are, because without you lot, we're just here talking to ourselves. There's no show without you. Without the audience, without questions, there's no show. We're here legit just talking to ourselves. So yeah, man. Love to everyone who has locked in. And like I said, there won't be a Q&A tomorrow, people. 10:30 p.m., 7K subscriber party. That is subject to change, but you'll get that. Just I'm not sure what Lewis is, if there is a shameless running, but you will get the 7K subscriber party, because I didn't do one for 6K and I didn't do one for 5K. I don't think I did one for 4K either. So we're definitely going to do one for 7K. But love to everyone that's locked in. Hope you lot have enjoyed the show. I'm glad you lot are entertained. And this has been the Manchester United Chelsea Spurs show. Man United, Ballers at the Bridge, talking that Tottenham Talk podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.